Wow. You guys ready? Abrupt start, I know, but the debate between Jones and Dan is about to happen.
24 hours later, he's here. I'll give him that.
Trump's getting golden statues from ultra-Orthodox Hasidic Jews.
We'll be right back with the station to join us.
We got a huge Monday show coming up. Alex Jones in the new studio, debating Dan Bilzerian. Crazy drama over the weekend, ladies and gentlemen, with Dan Bilzerian and Nick Fuentes and Lucas Gage. It's a total train wreck, a total shit show.
Read a speech.
The Goyim are retarded.
Read a speech.
In the shadowy corridors of Sacramento.
Won't be watching that. Okay. Hold on. Let's do the intro now. Let's get this turned on too. Let's go.
Help me, Jesus! Help me, Jewish God!
No, wrong. Forget about it. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Adam Green here with No More News. Huge Monday show. Alex Jones is about to start his debate with Dan Bilzerian. Crazy, if you're on Twitter, crazy drama over the weekend. I played a part in it a little bit. There was Dan Bilzerian calling Nick Fuentes a Fed, and Lucas Gage jumped in. Nick said that Dan did some crazy stuff. I confirmed that Lucas had told me that story a few months ago. I was on a space yesterday went into the lion's den talking about it, told off some low IQ peasant retards and lying schizo slanderous idiots. But we got a huge show today. Gonna talk about Trump and his new golden statue, the golden idol of Trump. Couldn't make it up. It's blessed by rabbis, and rabbis are behind the whole thing. A beautiful piece of art. The Hasidic Jews behind Florida's giant golden Trump statue. They really know how to feed into Trump's ego. Moshiach Trump ego. We got the clip of that. Powerchat.live/no more news is live. We got a bunch of Christian stuff, Christian clips, rabbi clips. Powerchat.live/no more news. I'm going to turn that on right now. I don't even have that up, actually. Or I didn't reset the goal. Didn't reset the goal yet. Let's see. Nobody's here because I didn't get it posted quick enough. Did I get it posted on? Did I just post that? No. Okay, hold on. I got to get it up on Telegram. We really got to get a YouTube channel going so you guys can get YouTube notifications. I think that works better than Rumble. Okay, what am I doing here? Amalek really wants me to play this song. Where is it? Where's the cool song? Oh, I think this is going to start, actually. Hold on. Front lines of the info war. Can't find it. I got put on some list. Top most schizo, Russia shill, Nazi Christian retard puts me number 1 as his most subversive on the list. Quite the honor. Elite tier class. Super hilarious. Everybody's retweeting it, laughing at him. Laughing at his stupid list. His stupid cope list. All right, here we go. Here it is. I just find out this was happening. I didn't plan on this, but we'll see how this goes down. Jones did a video talking about Dan's call to wipe out all of Israel or something. That's probably going to be the discussion. Rumble gives notifications 5 minutes behind.
I want to debate Dan Bilzerian. He sure took the challenge. He's here right now. I don't really need to describe Dan. Brazilian, Bilzerian, for Congress, Bilzerian for
Brazilian.
Congress.
Dan Brazilian.
Dan Bilzerian, 45-year-old Tampa-born U.S. Navy veteran, social media influencer, nearly 30 million followers, is running as Republican in Florida's 6th district against a true goblin Israeli operative, Randy Fine, who I'm no fan of. And he joins us. And I was already planning to get him on about his congressional run, but then I saw this clip a few days ago where he says, exterminate everybody in Israel. That's why I went after Trump, saying we're going to kill all the Iranians, the Persians, their culture will never come back. Glowing crater. I mean, it's Netanyahu, because he's called for the Old Testament term of exterminating everybody. So I'm against that across the board. I don't think you can blame all Jews, all Persians, all Christians. You know, I just think fundamentally that is dangerous and it goes too far. But I can tell you, it's certainly ballsy him saying that. Here's one of the clips of what he's been saying.
I mean, honestly, the only real battle in the world today that I see worth fighting is, exterminating Israel. I mean, I would sign up tomorrow and go put boots on the ground and go kill Israelis. That would be a great day for me. I would sign up on the draft waiver.
Bold campaign strategy to win in a Zionist district in Florida.
Send me the over there. I truly believe that the majority of that country is evil and they're perpetuating a genocide. They've been operating apartheid. They're suppressing those Palestinians. They're attacking their neighbors. They're operating like terrorists. They're arrogant, ungrateful bastards, and they need to be wiped off the map.
Wiped off the map.
All right. Well, Dan Bilzerian joins us for a discussion and a debate on this and why he ran for Congress against the Israeli operative Randy Fine. So, Dan, I agree with a lot of what you have to say, but I tell you, saying exterminate everybody in Israel, I mean, you want to quantify that? Or are you saying everybody there needs to die? You're ready to go fight and die? Who would you fight?
He fed post live and then calls you a fed if Nix and Lucas said he did it in private.
I said the only war worth fighting today is against Israel, and that I would be happy to go and fight in that war. And that would be against Israeli military members, not against citizens. So I think that's taken a little bit out of context, like I said, when you just post that one clip.
Okay, well, send us the full clip. Well, what did you say in the full clip? I mean, you're here. Tell us what you think.
That's what I said. I said the only war worth fighting today is against Israel. They're terrorists. They've been operating as terrorists, and they've attacked us. They have sold our secrets. They have undermined us. They have lied to us to get us into wars. And so, yeah, I can't think of another country that I would rather be fighting against than Israel.
Well, let's talk about, again, I just saw that clip. I mean, you say...
Alex is going to be like, well, I think I agree. I'm going to donate.
Yes.
What should happen with Israel? Are you from, the mountains of the sea, Israel?
Yeah, I think that place should not exist. They stole the land. They've been operating as terrorists. They were terrorists before Israel's inception. I mean, what made up Israel? The Irgun, the Haganah, the Stern Gang. I mean, those are all terrorist organizations. They blew up the King David Hotel.
Rolling in the mud. Rolling in the mud.
British diplomats. They were murdering British military members. They were all designated terrorist organizations, and that is what formed the IDF. All the leaders of those terrorist organizations.
Oh yeah, I gotta fix that.
So it is a terrorist nation. It's always been a terrorist nation, and we've been lied to, and we've been told that all of their enemies are terrorists, and that's who we should be fighting. But the truth of the matter is, we should have taken out Israel a long time ago. We should have started at the USS Liberty. Maybe we should have started at the Levant affair. Maybe we should have started when they were genociding people during the Nakba.
Well, I don't find any fault with what you just said. That's all.
Jones is having trouble pushing back.
Israel was a powerful lobby before. What's changed the last year or so since Operation Midnight Hammer?
There's been no debate so far.
Wants to control our foreign policy and domestic to defend that policy. I'm sure you saw the 60 Minutes with Netanyahu. If you didn't, I could play the clips. Already played it first hour. But he literally says, the war ends when I say. People are just jealous of Israel. We've done nothing wrong. We need to basically censor the media, eight-front war. Not understanding. Yeah, we see you carpet bombing Christian Lebanon, tens of thousands of homes, blowing up churches, raping men, women, and children. I mean, what the hell's going on here? Why do you think Israel is so mad dog right now?
Good question.
It seems like they want to, force a world war, and
their religion.
They've sabotaged all of our peace deals.
They want Gog and Magog.
Lebanon. They've killed the negotiators. I mean, they are by every definition terrorists. By the way, the audio on your side, it's a little light. Is it possible that your staff can turn up the audio? Just coming to me, anyways.
Absolutely, guys. Can you boost my audio to him, please? Great, we'll do that. So let's talk about your life and the things you've done. When did you start getting onto the Israel beat? When did you start getting really upset about Israel?
I really started looking at it after October 7th when we got inundated with all the
newbie. They're all October 7th newbies.
Holocaust, never again, all that.
They're all just falling down the JQ rabbit hole and all of the disinfo and dead ends that comes with.
7th. Later, I found out that they had allowed October 7th to happen. The
dude just learned about Jews after October 7th, and yet he's calling Nick Fuentes a Fed. That's kind of funny.
Killed their own citizens in the Hannibal Directive.
And he got red pilled by watching Nick Fuentes clips, and now he's calling
and then I started doing
Nick
some
more
research. I was a Navy vet. I found out about the USS Liberty. I found out about Jonathan Pollard. I mean, I really started doing a deep dive into our relationship with Israel, what we've gotten, and not only
JQ hipsters, that's funny.
Them, but we've gotten just such a massive net negative. If any
Goyim come latelys, that's funny.
Our country, they would be our mortal enemy, and for some reason, we're lied to and told that they are our greatest ally, and it's just absolutely not true.
Dude, Dan looks like an Armenian warlord. Thank you, Max Dalbert.
If you were the president, or you elected to Congress, what would you advise? I mean, how would we do this?
Yeah, what are you going to do in Congress? Good question.
So everybody's saying destroy Israel, destroy their military, get rid of their
They
state.
got the USS Liberty footage on B-roll.
That's why I didn't want this conflagration, this confrontation to happen, because I can look at the second, third order development.
He did have a tweet about 9/11 and Jews in 2011.
I mean, what would be the scenario to get rid of Israel, as you're saying?
Yeah, I mean, that's a good point. The Samson option, right? If they feel like they are going to be exterminated, they're going to launch nukes and kill everybody else. That alone, that directive makes them the greatest terrorist threat to the world today. And the fact that they have illegally acquired all these nukes, they stole the uranium from us. They have not signed the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty. They don't allow nuclear inspections, and yet they just incessantly whine that Iran is going to get a nuke, that they're a month away from getting a nuke. They've been telling us that the same song and dance for 35 years. Meanwhile, they've been illegally stockpiling nuclear weapons, and they openly say that they will, launch them against everybody if they feel like they are going to fall, which I just don't understand how that is ignored.
So how would you then, if you were the president of the United States, what would you do?
Oh, I mean, well, you look at what JFK wanted to do, right? He wanted to sign the Zionist lobby, which is now AIPAC. He wanted to register on them under FARA. That's what he signed into action. I mean, that absolutely needs to happen. They're a foreign government that's influencing our policy, that's bribing our politicians. That would be where we would start. I mean, the next thing JFK did is that he sent Ben Gurion a letter saying that if they don't allow all the nuclear inspections, that he's going to cut off all their aid and actual nuclear inspections, not their, dog and pony show where they pretend to not have nukes. And so what did they do? They killed JFK, and then LBJ came in and he overturned all that. Now they didn't have to register under FARA. The Zionist lobby turned into AIPAC. And then he basically just allowed them to have all the nukes they wanted, didn't force the nuclear inspections. And what did he say when the USS Liberty was attacked? He said, I don't care how many US sailors die as long as we don't embarrass our greatest ally, Israel. So, I mean, what does that tell you? I mean, I think that's when we really lost control of our country.
Well, it's definitely true that Israel is exerting a lot of control over our country. What is it like? Have you run into Randy Fine yet on the campaign trail? Describe your district, because he is the nastiest Zionist in America, and that's saying a lot. I mean, have you run into him yet?
I have not, but I find it very hypocritical that the anti-Semitism laws that he passed, if he were to say all the things that he says about Muslims, about Jews, he would be in jail for 5 years based on the laws that he passed in this district. And so
good argument.
He's against freedom of speech. He's not American.
TBH, this has been nothing but a boon for AG/NMA and bag. Love to see it.
Love to see it. Is that Basil?
He wants
Bazillion thought the Basil.
He's advocated for us nuking Gaza. He wants the streets of Gaza to run with Palestinian blood.
No, Carlin.
More than dogs. I mean, this guy.
Pagan Antichrist, low IQ made me a groiper.
Is the most.
That's my groiper name.
Supremacist that we
Pagan
have.
Antichrist.
That is the greatest threat to the world today. It's not Zionists, it is Jewish supremacy. And he is the embodiment of Jewish supremacy. So that is why I wanted to take him on.
Hey, Dan, I was like in the space with Dan. I was like, not this weekend, but months ago. I was like, so where does that supremacy come from, Dan? Is it the religion? And he's like, wouldn't want to criticize the religion. Maybe he's changed since then.
So you say just in the last, 4 years or so, or 3 years, October 7th woke you up to this issue? And
which groiper, Carlin?
I mean, that's the quote. You're saying you didn't mean everybody. Where do you see this? I asked the question before, but I want you to really get into it. If you were the president, what would you do?
I would declare war on Israel. I would cut off. I mean, at a minimum, I would cut off.
Let's go.
I would let Iran have free will to do what they want with Israel. I would kind of let the problem probably take care of.
Is Dan Bilzerian the Antichrist?
Stop defending Israel. I think they would get what they deserve. They have been persecuting these Palestinians. They've been operating apartheid. They've attacked all their neighbors. I mean, they bombed 7 countries in a year. They continue to just have unprovoked aggression. I mean, they are a total terrorist nation. I just don't understand how they're not qualified as a terrorist nation. They have nukes. They acquired them illegally. They
rogue state.
The nuclear non-proliferation treaty.
The nukes. They're a nuclear rogue state, basically.
They would just kill everybody if they feel threatened. So please tell me, Alex, how does that not make them the greatest terrorist threat to the world today?
Well, let's go back to this though, because
tell us, Jones.
Famous.
It's the Atlantis. It's the royals. It's the royals are behind Israel. They're just the scapegoats.
Person being asked, well, if Iran's got to be attacked because they might have a nuke, Israel admits they have nukes. Tacitly, why not? He said we can't talk about it.
Dan's not actually a Christian.
You want from the mountains of the sea or the river to the sea.
My biggest issue, and he's not a Christian.
So let's think through where this goes. Just from where you want to get rid of Israel, the Muslims want to get rid of it. What does Israel do when that happens?
I mean, look, it's something that we are going to have to deal with if they continue to attack all their
Bazillion thought is the Basil.
U.S. foreign policy. If
we'll get you on the show soon, Basil.
Dollars that they continue to bribe and blackmail.
Is it Basil or Basil?
Eventually, we are going to have.
I know a Basil. He's Palestinian, actually.
A long time ago, and the longer we put it off, the more nuclear weapons they're going to have, and so at a minimum, we need to cut off all the foreign aid to Israel. We need to stop their influence on our politicians. It's like
wear your
our politicians are,
BWC shirt,
usually let automatons
Bazillion,
just,
when you come on.
clapping like baby seals when Netanyahu comes in Congress, and they just all tweet in unison, Israel's our greatest ally. We have to support
However you
them.
say
They
that word,
all
yeah.
keep signing off on sending them
Basil?
more money. It's just like even AOC, like people that are super, super Democrats that, are supposed to be, doing what their constituents want, are just all ignoring it for Israel, but only for Israel, really. If you look at it, like it's like the left and the right is completely divided, but that's the one thing that they can all come together and agree on. And
well,
that
let me
should
ask
tell
you this before I play a clip of Netanyahu saying it's not Israel's fault, it's social media. No, it's people see Israel doing on social media. And then I got the Kirby clip I mentioned, but what made you decide to run for Congress? And because I'll say what you're doing is extremely dangerous. You're definitely going to piss off Randy Fine, who's called for arresting anybody that criticizes Israel. And at what point, if it hasn't already happened, will he call for your arrest?
I mean, I'm surprised they haven't killed me by now, to be honest. It's one of those things where everybody's saying it. I mean, look, when I started talking about this, people weren't really fully awake.
Okay, you guys ready for
would get killed for saying
Viking?
and now it's like trending.
Pagan, Antichrist,
In fact, people have
anti-groiper
accounts into anti-Israel accounts, and you see guys like Fishback running their campaign, basically like calling out Israel and talking about AIPAC.
Pagan, Antichrist, anti-pagan, anti-groiper, groiper.
The polls show this. I'm on the streets, and a gas station attendant, restaurant, grocery store, church, everybody's just obsessed with Israel. My issue is Israel has a lot of problems trying to control us. You're saying only war worth fighting is this. I don't want any new wars, but Netanyahu admits they're losing the information war. We'll play a clip in a minute, but I don't think they realize how bad they're losing. If he thinks $760 million they just signed off on for domestic propaganda.
He said he was the only one talking about it.
If he thinks it's going to
maybe the only celebrity with millions of followers on Instagram.
The worse it gets. We're going into this cycle. Here's
needs a big tattoo
on 60 Minutes.
Okay.
Netanyahu attributes the reputational harm to Israel almost entirely to social media, which he calls the eighth front of the war.
Because it's this is yours, right? You're not immune either. Because you can
I wanted to play this trip too.
This machine,
there's some new Netanyahu clips that we got to cover.
This little instrument, and you can say about Major Garrett anything you want, and I can paint you as a monster. And if I say it often enough people will believe it.
Do you believe Israel is at risk of losing this war on that social media front? And this is particularly, I believe, important in America for younger Americans, Republican and Democrat, scrolling through images, and they would use words like barbaric in Gaza and in Lebanon.
Israel has gone to unbelievable lengths to get innocent civilians out of harm's way. We text message millions of text messages to them, make millions of phone calls to them, pamphlets, leaflets, you name it, okay? We have seen the deterioration of the support for Israel in the United States almost, I would say it correlates almost 100% with the
he lost weight. Yeah, he had like colon cancer or something, mild colon cancer that they removed.
And that by itself is not what
this is AI, BB.
And censoring them or anything, but
BB's dead. This is fake.
We have several countries that basically
remember all the people that were dead wrong about that for 2 weeks,
and they do it in a clever way, and that's something that has hurt us badly.
Is it your belief, Mr. Prime Minister, that nothing that Israel has done, tactically or strategically, has made no mistakes either in Gaza or the West Bank that have, in their own way, contributed
prostate cancer
to this negative impression
got it
of Israel, whether it's on social media or someplace else?
No, of course. Look, it's war, and
social media war.
Armies sometimes miss, and civilians die, and these are mistakes. These are not deliberate things that happen. Israel is besieged on the media front, on the propaganda front, and we've not done well on the propaganda war.
Damn.
Churches where they bomb it 3 times.
Imagine how bad it'd be if they thought they were doing well.
Former military that were pro-Israel before, they've contacted me and they said, I mean, we were in Gaza and they said, oh my God, Israel's pure evil. You have the footage of tens of thousands trying to get food. They just machine gun them coming in. This is crazy. So Dan, I get your point about being upset about Israel. My concern is, where does this end with a cornered Israel?
Well, I mean, one thing I would like to say about that video that I found interesting is he said, if I say it often enough, people will believe it. And usually what I've found with Israel is that many—
Whoa, Building 7 went down like Building 7. Look at that.
The things that they're accusing others of is things that they are guilty of. And one of the things that we've seen with a lot of the Jewish propaganda is they just repeat things and repeat things and repeat things until people finally just accept it as truth. Israel's our greatest ally. That's something that we just heard over and over and over and over again, but there's absolutely no factual evidence to back up any of those statements.
The Torah is real. The Bible's real. God is real.
Mass rapes. I mean,
prophecies are real.
Over and over and over again.
Dan needs to go there.
Propaganda, and I find it interesting that he talked about it
He wants to win over Christians and Muslims
because that's exactly what it is.
Get support.
And that's what they're trying to fight. They're trying to fight a propaganda war where they give us misinformation and try and get us to believe it. I mean, to me, I just think government officials should be forced to tell the truth. And I think there should be laws put in place where if a government official knowingly lies, that they are held accountable for that. I mean, that's at a minimum fraud, it's deception. And there's no laws put in place to hold politicians accountable.
/Apollonian/Green Pillars, the unholy alliance against low IQ anti-Semites lol.
I don't know. The Groypers are pretty guilty of low IQ anti-Semitism when it comes to maybe not Charlie Kirk or some of the extra kooky stuff, but on the Christian question, they are the epitome of low IQ anti-Semitism.
And that's one of the things that
killed my Jesus. Moshiach is king. Synagogue of Satan.
I want to play this with audio right now. This is one of many videos.
That's peak low IQ anti-Semitism.
Who I know well, who were in the military and special operations, I'll leave it at that, highly decorated. They were over there, one of them in a pretty high-level position, I won't say anymore. And they went over there pro-Israel.
With that said, we can still meme as pagan, antichrist, anti-Groyper.
What they're literally hunting and just randomly
conspiratard, retard, right? So stupid they turned me into a Groyper.
Thousands being brought in to try to get food drop, and they just start shooting them. Here it is.
Jake Shields, CTE, Dr. Groyper. Help me with some Groyper names.
So again, I want Israel to stop doing what it's doing. And Dan, do you think
I prefer Lucas Gage? Lucas Gage admitted I was right about the low IQ retard right.
Sick society. And you brought up the shootings at the food station. I mean, there was, so many examples of just horrific things. Hind Rajab, Rachel Corrie, you've got.
Right, we need to green pill and Apollonianize them.
Workers that were had their lights on, they're in uniform, they're going to help somebody, and they got gunned down by Israelis. As Israel denied it, and then they found.
All right, dude. I thought this was going to be an explosive debate. This is just a campaign endorsement.
Exactly.
Jones always does that. He frames things as a debate. And then doesn't debate anything.
So many atrocious acts.
Jesus, come drink your Groyper.
And you look at their
come on, you guys. Where's the Groyper name jokes? Maybe you guys don't understand that meme.
Support this genocide that's going on in Gaza. More than 50% believe that they're operating.
The names sent $5 on Rumble. Definitely true. But hopefully this may open up some doors for some of these Groypers, maybe even Nick, to finally be forced to face the Jesus question at some point.
Yeah. I got my my generals, Amalek and Basil, is already starting them on the deconversion process towards the green pill. It's inevitable. The green pill is inevitable, Groypers. You're going to have to come to terms with it at some point, Nick. Can't keep endorsing the Catholic Church that disavows you more and more forever.
And living in apartheid and support.
Adam Green is the Antichrist Groyper.
It's a society.
His eyes are blue and he's not a Jew Groyper.
Mindset comes from the Jewish religion in general.
Yes!
Judaism believes that they are chosen by God and that they are better than other people. And if you look into the Talmud of what it says, it's okay
the Torah.
To steal from non-Gentile or from Gentiles. Jews have different sets of laws than Gentiles. So they really look at themselves as being better than Gentiles and separate from Gentiles. And I think that is the source of the problem. It's not Israel, it's the religion, which is why,
Yes!
I'm not just anti-Zionism.
I just told him to say that.
Supremacy, because these problems have been occurring before Israel.
And Christianity is an arm of that Jewish supremacy
mindset.
Yes.
Well, I'm not defending Israel, but aren't most cultures, at least primitive cultures, they always think they're the best, they're the supreme people?
Well, I mean, Christianity doesn't teach you that you're better than other people and that you can lie, cheat, and steal from other people.
No, that's right. Christianity is what built civil. That was the big change.
Well, but Islam,
he liked your tweets of you saying what he should say. What? He watched me in the space and now he's saying it? Let's go, Dan! Dan whisperer, Dan influencer.
Join the religion. They want to spread the gospel. Judaism is kind of closed off. So
stay right there. Back in a few minutes.
Oh, boo-hoo. We can't become spiritual Jews. It's closed off. We love universal Moshiachism. Okay, he swerved off at the end there, but it's all right. We just got to whisper to Dan some more. Pagan Crusader Groiper? Greenfield Groiper? Okay.
We're off the air. And friends, family, neighbors, people at the gas station. Alex, I'm so sorry.
I'm not going to do the ads to you, so let's jump back to the Don Colossus sculptor ceremony under wraps. The entire project was funded by 6,000 patriots. Thought it was funded by, how is the Hasidic group behind it? Beautiful piece of art. The Hasidic Jews behind Florida's giant golden. Dude, I don't pay for Haaretz, so I don't know what the article says. I need to read the article. What do I do? Amalek, you could probably solve this, right? Trump's the golden calf. The golden calf milked by Netanyahu. Here's Trump calling in. Dude, no joke. They're on the stage with the three fucking rabbis, with the Torals, with Pastor Burns. The Jews made a golden statue of Trump. Yeah, I know. Moshiach munch? False idol much? No. The emperor of Edom? Idol?
Known him a long time. He's been.
So this is Trump calling in at their.
Sure everyone can hear. Okay, sir.
Hello, everybody. I want to thank you so much for being there today, and more importantly, for what you did. The statue is beautiful. You know, I saw it during the weekend. We had a big PGA.
Hold on, sorry, I didn't realize you guys were getting your ears blown.
Tournament with a great champion, and all great champions actually, but it was a great tournament, and I got to look at it very closely, and it's incredible. And I just want to thank you. I know it was done from love, and I want to thank Mark.
You all love me so much. You worship me almost like I'm God. Your Savior, saved by God, anointed by God, your deliverer, the Prince of Peace, the King of Kings, the Chosen One.
He's a pastor. He's a good pastor. He's a good man. I've known him a long time. He's been with me from the beginning. Right from the beginning, maybe about 2 days later, right? 2 days.
Right, Mr. President.
he was right at the beginning, and I appreciate it, Mark. You're great, and just really a good person. And I want to thank everybody there. I don't know, here there's a good crowd of people, but I want to thank you all.
Athletes and all the rest of it. You're an entertaining guy. And then I started seeing him get into Israel the last few years, and I'm like
come on.
On it all, made films on USS Liberty, all of it.
Oh, I mean, I've always exposed Israel.
Once Israel goes for power,
bullshit.
Then people oppose it, and Israel has a setup where it gets more power playing victim.
He's right about this.
Trying to not go there.
He's right about that. Jones understands the Esau dialectic, apparently, a little bit.
And it's premeditated by Netanyahu and his predecessors.
Yeah, are you that?
It's very dangerous. But now we're here. And so once we got here, then it's the way it is. We can't have Israel run our country and put us into total war. At the same time, I just don't want to get down on the level of Netanyahu saying exterminate everybody, and Trump will exterminate all the Persians to liberate them, and then we're like, we'll exterminate you back. I just don't want to. I just don't want to get down on their level. But we were talking.
Thank you,
I'm glad you brought these.
Skunkytron. Got us the article on archive.
Trump, how he changed. You wanted to bring up his persecution of some of his biggest supporters. And just other issues. I'm trying to give you the floor. People say, hey, you're interrupting Dan. Give us your spiel.
No, you haven't been interrupting me at all. I think this has been a very fair interview. I think that Trump is completely compromised. I think he's completely sold out this country. He's turned on
Okay, so I don't know if they organized it or they just donated to it, the way it's worded here.
And he does it at the first moment they criticize him. And he did the same thing with Joe Kent. I mean, it's everybody's seeing it. I mean, how many generals have quit? This guy is doing what is in his own best interest, and he's not doing what is in the best interest of the country. And that is the main problem with politicians today, is they're all focused on what's best for them and how they can make money manipulating the market, how they can make money, you know, for their donors, and how they can get reelected. And it's just not about the country anymore. And it's a really sad state of affairs. But with Trump, I mean, he was so against war in Iran. I mean, he publicly criticized, I believe it was, he said, you know, Obama's going to get us into war with Iran because he's so weak. He talked about how, you know, if anybody took money from Miriam Adelson, that they would be, you know, like her little puppet. I mean, he's done all the things that he has previously criticized other politicians for potentially doing. And now he's gotten, you know, us into this Iran war, and we got dog walked into this war by Israel, and it was for Israel. They were not a credible threat to the United States. I mean, what was it? 18 different intelligence agencies told us that they did not pose a credible threat. We knew they didn't have nukes. I mean, according to him, he had eliminated their ability to have nukes with his last bombing. And so, yeah, this was just, it's inexcusable. They didn't pose a threat. We gained nothing by this whatsoever. In fact, that's why everybody's paying so much at the gas pump. That's why they're printing your dollars. That's why we're going further into debt. That's why the dollar has, 25% less buying power than it did 4 years ago. It's a complete disaster. He said that he had won the war a week into it, and now it's just a total lie. We are losing this war, and we are going to lose this war. And I think it's a big eye opener. It's also hurt our credibility on the international stage, because I think a big part of our power was our ability to threaten things, and he's made many threats, and he hasn't followed through on any of them because they were all empty threats. Iran's laughing at us. They're mocking us. They're making Lego videos mocking Trump, mocking our
They're
country.
Coping. That's cope.
This has just been a total disaster.
Oh, no. AI videos. Cope.
He wants to preserve his ego, and it's going to be hard to find a credible off-ramp for his ego. That also.
And now you go to what I asked you 4 times. You kind of went there. Now you're going there. I think second, third, fourth level, fifth level consequence. Israel has all these nukes and high-tech stuff. They're willing to go down. They got one thing. It's chutzpah, bravada, whatever you want to call it. I mean, what happens? I mean, Netanyahu looked, I'll play the clip in a moment, looked very defeated. He said, yeah, we've lost the propaganda war. Yeah, because you've lied your behavior. But then the problem is he's not going to give up. So, and now they have such domestic control, this lobbying and others, allied with some other interests, the military-industrial complex, that it doesn't look good. I'm saying this is like going to get really bad. I don't, like you said, you don't see an exit ramp for Trump. What about Netanyahu?
Well, I don't think he wants one. I mean, according to, some of their theology, they, basically all nations have to hate and attack Israel for them to usher in their Antichrist. So if they're the sect of the true believers that
they're Antichrist, you think that's real, bro?
This Antichrist, all nations.
It's their Moshiach, just like Jesus is a Moshiach.
Like they want everybody to hate them.
Yes.
Because I said, I'm like 2 years ago, I don't know how they haven't stopped bombing Gaza, how they don't stop doing this.
He's so close.
Not only is
they rape men, women, and children on video, and then it leaks. I'm not dumb. It keeps happening. All of this is done on purpose.
They want to usher in their Antichrist.
Video of them raping male prisoners, gang raping male prisoners. Nothing happened. I mean, they've apparently trained dogs to rape prisoners. They just
the Christians need their Antichrist. That's like throwing them red meat. That Jesus is about to come and save them.
From their Talmud, by the way, they have a Talmudic verse. I can find it for you, but
Talmud.
I know it's all in there, and
I wanted to hear it. Don't interrupt him, Jones.
Have you seen the deputy ministers on TV saying, yeah, we need to kill all the kids. We're greater Israel. I mean, the thing is, they go on TV.
He's edging.
A couple of years ago, the ADL said I should be arrested for talking about replacement migration in greater Israel. Now they're on TV saying, I'm saying something happened. They're like, yeah, I mean, you saw the U.S. ambassador from Israel, the U.S., Mike Huckabee, not the ambassador from the U.S., but the Israeli ambassador saying, Israel can take it all it is. So they suddenly in the last year went from mask off. Why is that?
Yeah, Randy Fine's probably going to get record-breaking
The
donos.
only way they're going to get it is by stealing that land, and it's going to be pretty obvious when they steal land. They're trying to do it in Lebanon. They took land in Syria. I mean, they're openly talking about it. I mean, to your point, Huckabee said,
dude, Dan probably thinks the Bible is retarded, fake Jewish myths.
And so it seems like this is a setup for that. And it seems like
But will he say that? Would it even be smart for him to say that at this point?
Between us and Iran,
maybe edging is better.
You know, if we all weaken proportionally, they strengthen. So, you know, maybe that's their thing. Maybe they want everybody to turn on them for them to, you know, usher in the Antichrist and have their final prophecy. I don't know, but what they're doing is so inexcusable.
It's just say they want to usher in their Messiah
in every category. I mean, they bombed soup kitchen workers, they bombed embassies.
Saying Antichrist makes Christians like want it to happen because that means Jesus will return.
That they're doing and have been caught doing. And there just seems to be no repercussions. For some reason, we're shielding them. Netanyahu isn't going to have to answer, you know, to the International Criminal Court. And it's just hypocrisy on the grandest scale. And I'm just tired of it. Yeah, there you go. There's the patch.
Oh, yeah. I thought that Nick was going to he hasn't asked about Nick, calling Nick a Fed yet.
We've gone from anybody that says
I thought that would be the debate. You're right. I almost forgot about that.
Saudi Arabia that was for the, you know, taking out Iran's weapons, they've now basically said you can't use our air.
Dan basically called Nick a Fed because Nick hadn't endorsed him. I think that's the reason.
His offense has ended. Now he comes out yesterday and says, no, we need to invade to get the uranium.
Now that we are grow-wipers, are we not allowed to have with women anymore?
I guess those are the rules, yeah. No more women. They have cooties now.
And notice that's all nebulous. Then y'all can always say you didn't find the uranium, just like Midnight Hammer.
We're the brides of Christ now,
Here's
boys.
Netanyahu at the end of the clip. I already played the full clip 2 times before Dan Bilzerian came on. But here he is at the end saying, yeah, we've really lost the propaganda war. Yeah, why is that? But he looks so defeated here. Here it is.
Is it your belief, Mr. Prime Minister, that nothing that Israel has done, tactically or strategically, has made no mistakes, either in Gaza or the West Bank, that have, in their own way, contributed to this negative impression of Israel, whether it's on social media or someplace else?
No, of course.
Yeah, no more girls.
It's war.
The new channel name, new motto. No more e-girls. Carlin.
Civilians die.
Carlin, you're not allowed here anymore, okay? No more e-girls.
Deliberate things that happen. Israel is...
You're the Groyper mom...
the propaganda front. And we've not done the propaganda war.
Okay, someone explain something. I've not been in the military, but since I was a little kid, I found it interesting and have studied it a lot. But I can also watch the drones, the Israeli drones they've released, the Christian groups who put up drones over Lebanon. You're talking thousands of square miles leveled, nothing there. Churches with JDAMs all day, and then the Israelis go in and chop off the head of Jesus and, you know, desecrate Mary. The point is that they are deliberately leveling everything now into Lebanon. Now they want to hit Turkey while saying it's a mistake. It's just, how dumb do they think we are, Dan?
Well, I don't even...
Really dumb.
They're so arrogant. I mean,
they're right, because the Goyim are so dumb. That's why.
90% of the schools. I mean, it's just they bombed every church.
They're lucky the Goyim are so dumb.
How dumb this Goyim sometimes can be.
Hamas. When they're the ones funding Hamas, it's just all nonsense. It's utter nonsense. Yeah, there you go. Look at it. I mean, it looks like an absolute parking lot. And it's just indiscriminate killing. I mean, can you imagine the people that actually have to live in this? I mean, it's so atrocious. It's like nothing we've ever seen.
And then they herd them up for like a mile into a triangular kill grid and open fire on them every time they come to get food.
Dude, those are crazy drone videos.
Like I said, I mean, you can name the war crimes if you count.
They had to turn it to rubble, demolition site.
I talked to 2 different former highly
so they can rebuild it. So Kushner can rebuild it.
In the last couple of years, for over a year each one, and they said no, it's all premeditated, and they were both pro-Israel. You know.
Well, I mean, let's talk about the doctors too, right? Like, how many doctors?
Thank you, Stacia.
And said on camera that they are specifically targeting children.
Your dues, your tithes have been paid for the week. No small hat confirmed.
$5. I saw the thing with him Fed posting Earl, on which I trust you and the Grow-Hypers, but is sketchy on all sides. Between that and what is clearly a spoiler run meant to discredit right-wing anti-Israelism, if he's not a Fed, he's just a...
Just a, what? Moron? Retard? It was censored out. Yeah, I believe he said it too. I know I don't think he was actually like planning anything. He just thinks he's a international mob boss or something. So was talking tough.
And look, I was in the military.
But
I've been shooting guns since I was 5 years.
Besides that, where he just explained that he's like, he met like militarily war, military combatants. That was the context. You know, besides that, I mean, I don't want to be too hyper. I'm so hypercritical of everybody. So to be hypercritical when he's getting very close and only getting a couple little things wrong, maybe even is improving and listening. So, you know,
and
I haven't seen
sniper training. And one of the things that you learn is, I mean, I learned this long before the military.
Anything too crazy
you always
here.
know what is on the other side of your target.
But he is
you
sus.
never take a shot until you're absolutely clear of what you're hitting. And when you're a sniper, you have a high-powered optic. You can see how many hairs somebody has on their face. So you don't accidentally shoot a child in the head. You don't accidentally shoot a child in the heart. That is a specific, act.
Yeah, but Israel has this thing where they grab even down to age 5-year-old boys and drag them off and torture them, many times kill them.
Yeah, well, we just saw that little boy that they drove nails into his leg to torture him, so the father would give them information. I mean, it's just,
dude. They frame this as a debate, like about facing each other.
Palestinians as human beings because they think
Jones will go soft and then talk trash later tomorrow.
So they're treating people like cattle. They don't give a shit. And their goal is to exterminate them.
Yeah, everybody online is. I think everybody's a Fed, but me, guys. I'm one of those guys.
Worst Zionist.
You love those people. Everything's fake. Everyone works for the Jews.
Even if you say
nothing's real, only me.
He does all these weird unconstitutional laws, and you're
is not all too common.
I guess that's why you chose to do that. And you are from Florida.
Yeah, he can't shit on the Christians too hard in an election.
This guy is amazing.
Well, it's not.
Yeah,
just
where's the blood sports
laws that he's passed? It is the fact that he has said the most vile things on the planet about Muslims. So it just shows the absolute hypocrisy because he's saying that he wants to basically kill all Muslims, that they're lower than dogs. If he has to choose between dogs and Muslims, it's an easy choice. And whatever your view is on Muslims, you can't dehumanize a quarter of the globe and then whine about anti-Semitism, right? Like it's just like the hypocrisy is what really pisses me off. And so, yes, the fact that he has passed these laws that are against the First Amendment and they're unconstitutional is one of the main reasons why I feel the need to unseat him.
I want to be clear about Islam. I've studied it in depth. It's been around only 1400 years.
It's just as fake as Jewish as Christianity and Judaism.
Invasion. They took over most of Spain. They went into Poland. The Serbs held them back over 100 attacks. They took down Constantinople.
No mainstream media about
what was left of the Roman Empire. They almost took Rome.
Accusations, the snitch, quote unquote snitching.
They conquered Sicily.
I'm not seeing any headlines about it.
I don't want to kill the Muslims. I don't hate them because they're Muslim. I know the sects, the groups, all of it. It is an expansionist military manual. That said, people go, well, you're either with the Muslims or with Israel. That's like saying, am I with a rattlesnake or a cobra? It's like I'm not going to get put a cobra or a rattlesnake in my bed with me or jump in a pit full of them. So I've even seen Tucker, who I like a lot, respect, and even Megyn Kelly go, because Israel's so bad now, I'm pro-Islam. But I agree, we treat them with respect. Those that are reforming, like the UAE, we work with. We all need to do this. I want a reformation in Islam. I'm just saying the left's alliance with Islam is truly sickening. The transgenders out praising him when they throw him off a cliff. All I'm saying is, even the UAE and Saudi Arabia has warned us, we're exporting the very worst, most radical elements of the West. And then the Western governments use the threat of radical Islam to take our liberties away. So what is your view on the balance here? Because to me,
let's hear the Islam take.
I don't like what Israel's doing and oppose it. Doesn't mean I have to then throw him with the Muslims. Does that make sense?
Watch him shill for Muslims.
No, I totally understand that. I just look at who is attacking our country and our culture. And it's not Islam, it's Judaism. I mean, Judaism is what is pushing the transgenders on us. That is who's controlling the media. That's who's controlling Hollywood. That's who's, launching this attack on masculinity. That's who's attacking this attack on whiteness. They're launching these attacks on everything that I am. And that's not coming from the Muslim community. And everybody wants to point at all these like problems when the Muslim immigrants come in, but they don't talk
Muslims don't attack whites.
The NGOs that is pushing these open borders. That's
Are you
Soros,
sure?
That's Zuckerberg, you know, and
Are
Charlie
you
Kirk
sure?
talked about this. He said all the people that are funding the NGOs that are pushing open borders are predominantly Jewish, and they're going to have to answer to that. And I think that's something that's just getting swept under the rug. And when you get these Muslims in here from war-torn countries, you're going to have problems, but you have the same problems when you get poor Mexicans in here. You have the same problems when you get, you know, poor people from Africa, from Ethiopia, which is predominantly Christian. And it's not because those people are Christian. You know, Mexicans are mostly Christian as well. It's not because of their religion. It's because they're poor and they're coming to a country that they don't have allegiance to. And you're also solving for the worst possible candidates, because anybody that's coming here legally, you're making them go through a long, you know, whatever, 6-year process. But if you want to come here illegally, now you can come over immediately. So what does that do? That just solves for all the people that are willing to come here illegally, swim across the border, that don't bring anything to this country and don't have any allegiance to this country. And that's why I think you have the big problems with immigration.
Well, I go back to the question I've asked a lot, and not because you didn't answer it, but Israel's dug in. Netanyahu's in control because he's created this crisis. Trump appears to be under his complete control. Netanyahu says it's not over until we get the uranium. We need to raid the country. He means us. Trump says it today. I mean, how did Mark Levin, with his giant female brooch American flag, how did they get control of Trump? Because let me tell you, Trump was not, he didn't launch all this the first administration. He tried to get real peace.
Oh, he wasn't a Zionist in the first administration. Come on, Jones.
To his new administration.
Nothing happened. He's always been Zion Don. Shut up.
On so many fronts. Do you have any idea what happened to Trump?
Well, that was right about the time when we were battling about the Epstein files, right? And Trump didn't want to release them.
Come on.
What did Elon say? Elon said very specifically, Trump is in the Epstein files. And sure enough, he was in the Epstein files more than anybody else. And I've read many, many heinous allegations about, you know, Trump from the Epstein files, from 13-year-old girls, from limo drivers, you know, many different people. And these weren't just random, you know, hearsay things. These are people that went into the FBI and testified to these things. One of the girls that testified against him had her head blown off. And it said very specifically in there that they didn't think that it was a suicide. So, you know, I think that they have some dirt on him. Clearly, he was hanging out with Epstein. Clearly, you know, Epstein's, you know, whole operation was a Mossad operation to get dirt on our politicians. And I think that's exactly what they have, which is why we still don't have 3 million files released.
By the way, something I'm guilty of, and I'm overall done a good job, like a B+. We've forgotten about the Epstein files, and more comes out. We got to get back to what they released. Imagine the 3.2 million.
Ball bank accounts, beef jerky.
It's Jewish supremacism. Him talking to all these Jewish leaders about how all the rest of us are slaves. He's talking to Bill Gates about killing poor people. They're in there talking about the Trilateral Commission, world government. I mean, it is crazy.
I think I just saw Dan wearing a Hume watch.
My friends. Whether he did it himself
like a
or not,
Fitbit,
he is
but more
definitely
expensive.
protecting them. And people ask why I've turned against Trump. I still hate the Democrats even more, but I'm in this paradox. I can't sign up with something and defend it when it's defending this, because then I become guilty by extension.
You're guilty, Jones.
Everybody at this point that defends
10 years
Trump
of guilt
is drooling on themselves, low IQ, retarded, or they have no morals. I mean, I think he's really like drawn a line in the sand of, you know, whether you're going to do and say what's right. And I think that all the people that have come out against Trump have done it for moral reasons. Obviously, it's not convenient to be criticizing the president of the United States, especially when he's shown that he'll, you know, attack people that do. So I think all of the people that have come out in opposition to Trump have done the right thing, and Joe Kent included. So it was overdue. I understand, you know, some of you guys having some allegiance to him. You had a long relationship, whatever. But I think now it's just what he's doing is so indefensible that anybody still supporting him is just clearly on the wrong side.
Let me tell you, I mean, I've been critical since he got back in on things I want to keep him straight on. I had to really in the last year start really criticizing him intensely, because he was going so off mission and it was going to be so destructive. But my problem is I look at the Democrats and all the evil stuff they do. It's not a lesser of two evils. It's just hard. It wasn't because of, you know, I have allegiance or he's my buddy or I want access. Screw all that. No, it's that I'm worried about the Democrats and how bad they are. And it's just horrible to see how far we went with Trump to see it going sideways. That's all.
I don't disagree with any of that. But I do think that when you zoom out and you look at who is spoon feeding these Democrats these crazy talking points and who is responsible for how crazy these Democrats are, it does fall directly on the Jewish media, because CNN, all these news networks, NBC, CBS, they're all coordinated. They all have the same message. And that message is making the left crazy. And this idea that, the right's going to solve the problems or the left's going to solve the problems, that to me is a distraction of who's actually causing the problems in this country. And I think the bulk of it is a result of Jewish supremacy. You see that in the Epstein files. I mean, he talks about it openly. If you were to say any of the things that were said in the Epstein files, you'd be the biggest anti-Semite in the world. I mean, he literally said, this is how the Jew makes money, talking about taking advantage of the Goyim. And, you look at 89.5% of the people in the Epstein files.
Jones is going to say ball, bank account, and Satanism and spoil it.
It was Jewish people. So,
and they're eating beef jerky, babies.
At all. In fact, the only two people that I've seen them really go after, Prince Andrew and they've questioned Bill Gates a little bit, are the only non-Jews in there. So,
nothing about Lex. Yeah, nothing about the real kingpins. So, I go back to this then. Even Netanyahu says everybody's turning against him. What are they going to do? A big false flag? Something like that?
That's the scary thing, right? I mean, they're not going to just hand it over. They're not going to go down without a fight. We know that they, have no scruples. We've seen the things that they've done in the past. I mean, that pager attack was one of the biggest terrorist attacks in history. And, and that was kind of applauded, and many civilians died or were hurt because of that. And that was something they had been planning for 8 years. So it just shows kind of the nefarious nature of that country and how they've done business. I mean, and you look, I mean, they literally poisoned Palestinian wells. Like that was, that was an authorized attack on Palestinians.
And they also blow them up and pour concrete down them on video.
Yeah, I was thinking that.
I know you got to get back on the campaign trail, but I want to ask you.
Campaign trail. He hasn't been on the trail.
Because now.
He's been on Spaces and fighting with Groypers all weekend, not on the campaign trail.
That's what I really go off of. But like mainline leaders, former admirals and generals are on Tucker saying Israel did it, and people said it day one, it's Israel. So I don't have proof. I got to see it. But now we see a lot of proof mounting. Where does that go? And then what does Israel do on the assassination front? And then talking about the guy you're running against, Randy Fine. Is he running from you?
Oh, are they not going to bring up Nick?
The ultimate viral thing.
Jones is not going to defend his.
Is that going to happen? Dan, stay right there. We're back in 2 minutes.
His Obi-Wan Kenobi.
His
Anakin.
BilzerianForCongress.com. He's saying he doesn't want to exterminate everybody in Israel.
Jones has called Nick a Fed before.
So I think that's
as has Tucker.
That's a real issue with with Trump saying we'll exterminate all the Persians.
Elon
saying we were going to save them. We're going to go to break and come right back with Dan Bilzerian. BilzerianForCongress.com. Bilzerian is Bilzerian.
Blizzerian.
I'm not funded by Israel.
No more lies, no more corruption, no more Jewish supremacy.
Share the live feeds right now on Rumble and on X of the Alex Jones Show. Stay with us.
I gotta say, not bad, not bad.
Don't forget it. And we love you all, and the country's doing great. And Iran is not doing good because of us. They are not doing well at all, and good things are happening. And I just want to really give you my love, and I wish I could be there where we want to make sure everything's going perfect on the war front. So I think you can understand that. But we'll see you all around. I just want to, again, it's everybody is taking pictures of it. Everybody is. My people told me that
they're worshiping it, ladies and gentlemen.
Pictures. They stand up next to it. And they have their pictures.
They bow down, they kiss my feet.
I didn't know what to expect. I just want to thank you all, and we love you all, and God bless America.
The statue of the apocalypse from Daniel.
God bless you, Mr. President. Love you, sir. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
All right. Okay, we got that article now. I kind of want to see what Jones said about Dan yesterday also. That was supposed to be played. Pastor defends Golden Trump statue from biblical backlash. That's so funny. It's like that's already a meme that they're making Trump into an idol. He's their golden calf. And then they do that. Okay. Flinchin, one of these Jews who helped fund the statue, take part in the opening ceremony for the Trump Peace Park. Prince of Peace, the park located in the Jewish village of Anatevka. It's in a Jewish village, too. Global peace efforts, particularly in Israel, according to Moshe Asman, Ukraine's chief rabbi. The one that called him Moshiach? The Ukraine rabbi is the one that said your name in Gematria is 424, like Moshiach ben David. Rabbi Ukraine. We had the privilege of hosting two distinguished guests from the United States, Parscale and Flitch. Oh my God, I gotta pull that up on the Twitter. Rabbi Ukraine. All right, hold on. Awful quiet with no.
We've been right. Name it. When do you get a chance to debate this guy? Is he running from you? This has got to be his ultimate nightmare to have you running against him.
Art Von DeLay
Yeah, so
sent
TMZ
$5
interviewed me,
puzzling
and it was a bit of a
to be here and endorse it. I thought Jews hated golden statues.
Yeah, it's like they're trying to make him into the. They're trying to make him into like the idolatrous golden calf king of Edom.
hit piece. They kept trying to pin me down on being an anti-Semite. And I got to give credit where credit's due. They interviewed him afterwards and absolutely roasted him. They really held his feet to the fire on a lot of the things that he said.
I didn't watch that.
And one of the questions they asked
TMZ
if he would debate me, and he said that he would not. So
coward.
I'm happy to debate him, but I think that he would be very scared of that conversation because he's used to just telling his constituents whatever talking points he thinks that they want to hear, and he doesn't want to have real conversations.
Well, I mean, he is a cartoon character.
Yeah, he definitely is.
Well, he's going to have to. I mean, you're showing up pretty good in the polls. He's going to have to debate you, isn't he?
I think he's at like 18 in one poll.
To be totally honest, I'm a little bit new to this politics stuff. I really only decided to do this last minute because of the war in Iran and how much I was just so against that. And the negative effects that were coming from that, and the fact that we could potentially, not only be in World War III, but have our life as we know it stopped because of this stupid war. And he was so supportive of that. And I looked at when the primaries were, and I had time to run a legitimate campaign. And so that was kind of the catalyst for this. So I'm not, to be totally honest, I'm not sure if he has to debate me or not. I hope he does. I would love to do that.
Well, in the old days, they would have, instead of two kingdoms fight, they would have the two champions fight. Would you challenge Randy Fine? Though I know you're scared of him. He probably can't wipe his ass. Weighs like 400 pounds. Would you do a cage match, bare knuckle, with Randy Fine?
No.
Any type of warfare against Randy Fine, I would be amenable to. Guns, no guns, fists, gloves, anything he wants.
So you're challenging him right now. Well, let's not do anything illegal.
How about an eating contest?
Bare knuckles legal, or maybe you guys could go to Thailand or something. You're saying, though he is formidable, Hulk Hogan was scared of him, I'm told.
Dude, Nick's going to be so pissed if Jones doesn't bring up and defend him.
You are ready and willing to take him on in a cage match.
100%.
Well, issue the challenge right now to Randy.
Yeah, to a debate, to a cage match, boxing match, anything that he would want to do. I am all for it.
You're not intimidated by Randy?
No, he is the antithesis of everything that I stand for. He is the problem in America, and he is the embodiment of Jewish supremacy. So I would fight him with everything I have.
I'm told he can squat 1,000 pounds and bench press 600.
Well, just standing up,
really?
He's probably squatting 500 pounds. So.
That's a joke.
I was thinking that too.
No, he can hardly walk.
No, I'm saying he has to squat 500 pounds to stand up. So
Dan's teeth look so fake.
I tell you what, since it's not fair,
$1 million teeth.
Chuck Schumer, Congressman.
Okay, this is just getting stupid.
Fine. The three of them against you in the ring.
Oh man, I don't know. 3 against 1. I don't know how.
Hold on. Oh, come on, Dan. You're in good shape. I'm saying.
Jones is baiting him to challenge Randy to a cage match to make him look like an idiot. Jones always does this. This is typical Jones.
None of them could walk.
This is just an Alex Jones tier question.
Let me just say this. I will take on Chuck Schumer, Netanyahu, Ben Shapiro, Mark Levin, Randy Fine, Nadler and
I'll fight all of them.
7 or 8 of them, no problem.
I'll fight 1 on
In
10.
the ring. I don't wish no violence against them, but I'm serious. For charity, I guarantee you, and I'm not even in the best shape, guaranteed I could take them all. Are you kidding? You couldn't take Schumer? Nadler can't even walk, and fine. You're saying Dan Bilzerian can't.
Yeah, you're going to fight a bunch of 70-year-olds?
For sure. I just
Real
didn't know if
tough.
I fought all 3 of them or all 8 of them at the same time, how that would be. But one at a time, happily, the entire list.
Most of them can't even walk.
This is kind of like that whole gorilla against 100 infants or 100 retarded guys or whatever. I guess this is one way to find out.
I would bet $10 million that you could beat all 8 of those guys.
I bet you I could throw
one punch in on each.
a football over that mountain.
Rotten diarrhea out their ass. We'll be right back with Dan Bilzerian.
Oh my gosh. I can't handle any more of this.
We've been right about the poison shots. And
Are they all right? Are they going to get back to Nick?
right about the war.
I want to hear the Nick discussion. Talk about getting cucked. Okay, so this is where this statue of Trump went. Chief Rabbi of Ukraine. Is it in Ukraine? Is this statue in Ukraine? We celebrated the opening of Trump Peace Park, dedicated to honoring Trump's global peace efforts, particularly in Israel, and his commitment to ending the war in Ukraine. We are confident in his success. Thank you for being with us. This was October 2025, so almost a year ago. Look at this Trump Peace Park. Israel, America, Ukraine. Chabad rabbi that calls Trump the Moshiach. This is where they put the statue in Ukraine. Oh, Rebbe Spotty, zoom enhance. Rebbe with the Torah scroll and the Teflon. Teflon. So this is the park where they have the Trump golden statue. Are you kidding me? Bruh. I'm looking at the chat and it just says, Jones is a Fed, Dan's a Fed, Nick's a Fed. Maybe they're talking about Nick.
Congressman Randy Fine and Congressman Nadler for charity. He said, I don't know all of them at once. Most of them can't even walk. Can't even walk. No, you're scared. Your kryptonite is Nadler. Put Nadler back on screen.
About an eating contest was hilarious.
Yeah, I bet Dan could eat.
Does this not intimidate you?
Oh, man. Yeah, now that I've seen him, it's a little different story.
Looks like Abe Foxman. Abe Foxman just died, former head of the ADL.
Let me tell you, a strong wind blows by, those guys fall down. Okay, look,
dude, the pants.
Like you've trained with
the penguin. Top penguin pants.
You're not intimidated by that?
Oh, not after seeing him. I wasn't familiar with the man you were speaking about. But
he never even heard of Nadler.
But you got caught up on the break. How about Ben Shapiro? Would you do a cage match with him?
Ah,
I would love to.
Sensitive subject.
Would love to.
Oh, a cage match? I do more than that.
They're all going to say we threatened them. It's a joke, folks.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Charlie Kirk.
Hume watch. He does have a Hume.
He gets killed.
I wish I got a Hume now.
September.
Let's see.
And 8.5 months ago. And day one is Israel. And I just we don't know.
65.
But then we learned that he was coming out against Israel. He was getting threats. He
cool as a cucumber.
My own crew. Oh, put Shapiro on screen. You're intimidated. Oh, look at that. So then I learned they were making all these threats to him.
Yeah, Shapiro could throw down.
By U.S. intelligence.
Remember those old cartoon animation fake fights that they would make? They should do a Ben Shapiro versus Dan Bilzerian cage match. Was that on MTV? They would have cartoon celebrities or something fight each other. Remember those? What were those called?
That indeed, Israel was connected. That's what got killed with Joe Kent. He won't go all the way, but we knew
should be easy to make with AI.
He's worried he's going to be killed.
Celebrity death match. Yeah.
And I'm just going to stop him and ask not to give any more information. We had U.S. intelligence actually contact us. They couldn't get a hold of me, so they go track down Harrison, basically. I'm not tooting my horn. That's how busy I am. I just miss these calls. So now
1998
kills the investigation 6 days after Charlie's killed. So people said, "Oh, you're apologizing for covering for Israel." No, I just wasn't going to say day one that. But now with Netanyahu announcing an 8-front war a month after Charlie's killed, Netanyahu coming out 2 days after I didn't kill Charlie, and just all this behavior.
Now we're
really makes me
Charlie
ask
truthing.
questions, but definitely I don't buy the official story. Dan Bilzerian, what do you really think happened with Charlie Kirk?
Well, I mean, yeah, the idea. So this is actually one of the reasons I got into it with Nick Fuentes. I called him out the other day because he said there was 0% chance that Charlie Kirk wasn't killed by Tyler Robinson. And
it's not 0. It's actually just like 5%.
That was an extremely crazy statement, given the evidence that we had. I mean, look, I've been shooting guns since I was like 5 years old, and I've shot a 30-06. I've dug those bullets out of trees. I've dug them out of animals. I know what they do. And that is it's a bonded, usually jacketed hollow point or a full metal jacket. But the whole premise of a hunting round is for that round to not frag out, because you don't want to be digging little pieces of bullet out of your meat. You also don't want to destroy too much meat. And so the idea that a bullet would stay inside of his body and you wouldn't be able to get ballistics off the back half of that 190 grain bullet is just absurd.
Because it broke up too much. It wasn't one of those bullets.
There is a chance that it could have hit his neck and ricocheted down. I think
Thank you.
Extremely unlikely that there wasn't a massive exit wound in the back. But
it's more like 25, 20%.
They paved over the crime site a few days later. There's theories that it was the lapel mic that exploded.
No.
Sent a piece of metal into his neck, and apparently a explosives factory
Turn back
mics was completely obliterated with a lot of the people
danger
inside it. And what I've been told is that
now we're drowning.
Plane flew over the top of that and descended 7,000 feet and reduced speed to around 150 miles an hour, which is very, very strange if you're not landing a plane. I mean, I would always fly my plane at 41,000 feet. Some planes fly at 50,000 feet, but you never descend to 7,000 feet unless you're landing at a runway.
Now we got a plane theory? Come on, dude.
It burns a ton of fuel.
Cooked. He was doing good, dude. Right off the clip. Why'd you do it? He was doing so good. Hold on, wife's calling.
It's totally unnecessary, and you don't usually use jets to go sightseeing. So there's just been a lot of strange things with respect to this case. I'm not saying it was Israel. I'm just saying that they unequivocally have a strong motive to have wanted to kill Charlie Kirk if he is going to be abandoning the Israel cause, which is what he said he was going to do. He said, I'm going to be forced to abandon the Israel cause. And that would be a massive disaster for Israel, because he was one of the last pillars standing, for Republican Christians. And he was historically very supportive of Israel. So
sure. Well, I'm not an apologist for Nick Fuentes. He's on Thursday at 1 p.m., just like you joined us here today. But, he grew up in Illinois, not a huge gun guy. And I think his thing is Tyler Robinson says he's confessed, and then you see the transgenders doing all this violence, including coming to his house. So that's what I thought up front too. There's all this.
What I missed it. What was he saying about the plane? He's doing Candace Owens' Egyptian plane stuff. Is that what it was?
Well, you had all these transgenders.
No more debunking
when he comes to Utah, and so that's why I was kind of like, hey, let's at least look at this. But now you look at, the way Israel's been behaving, the cover-up of the whole case, all the rest of it. I mean, I don't think TPUSA is heavily involved, like some have said. But here's what I know. The vast majority of the public that I talk to, liberal, conservative, you name it, they believe Charlie Kirk was killed by Israel. So Israel's just understand that's where you are with the American people, that the majority of people don't believe a damn thing you say.
Yeah, well, I mean, let's talk about the first thing that Israel said, right? Is like, oh, we didn't kill him. Like, that's a very strange first thing for a country to say. And
not when all of the internet is blaming you for it, dude. No, not when there's tweets with 100,000 likes blaming Israel on day one. It's not suspicious for them to deny it. Come on, that's so stupid.
Look at one of the most important things to him was us not going to war with Iran. In fact, he talked to Trump about this on numerous occasions, that he was extremely against the possibility of a war in Iran. And so,
yeah, he said that. But then when Trump bombed him last time, he got behind it. You don't think they could have got him in line? Oh, he's always been their top Shabbos goy, but no. he would just he would join Candace to fight against Trump for Iran. Doubtful. Charlie would have been their top guy, getting everybody to get behind it, actually, I think. He would be like, we got to trust Trump. We trust Trump.
If he was potentially going to turn...
If that's the best circumstantial potential, he might have turned against him, so they had to take him out immediately. I don't buy it.
If he was adamantly...
Well, he was already doing it. And let me be clear, I didn't think about this till after he was dead. He called me during Midnight Hammer and said, great job, keep it up. That's insane. You know, these forces here, Israel wants us to go to full war. It'll derail everything. Please keep it up. And Kirk didn't call me a lot. I mean, he called me like once a year. But he called me twice. Then he calls up and says, great job on Epstein. Keep the heat on. We've got to expose this. Keep it up.
Yeah, you mean like how Charlie sent some glazing letter to Netanyahu that Candace lied about, basically, and then they showed the letter? Yeah, he was totally turning against him. That's why he was getting talking points from the rabbi and Josh Hammer the night before.
You've got a lot of support in the White House. So,
Gallimore, thank you.
Hey, man. I already told you 2 years ago on Gnostic's channel that Trump was going to be...
Oh, you told me that? I've been saying that for 8 years.
Play the part just like Trump is, and your last name is Jewish, and so is the last name Fox.
Yeah, you're a schizo. The last name is only 5% of Greens in the world are Ashkenazi, and mine is not. I've got my DNA test out there, and we've answered this for 6 million times. So why don't you stop coping? The 6'4" blonde hair, blue eyed guy that was raised Christian is not a secret Jew. Come up with better talking points, you stupid schizo, and go bother somebody else. Oh, Green is Jewish. Adam's Jewish. Low IQ peasant retard. Fuck off.
And later we have emails and text messages. He was calling other popular hosts saying the same thing. So he was really had a lot of integrity. He was saying, man, all the cliches about the Israel lobby are true. They're threatening me. You know, all the rest of this, I'm really concerned. And text messages have come out. He's like, God, I hope I don't die soon. He was.
I told you 2 years ago Trump is going to make America fall. Shut the fuck up, dude.
He said that his
eyes are blue and he's not a Jew. Yeshua.
Stereotypes. He talked about how, it was primarily Jews funding the NGOs that are pushing open borders. He was talking about decoupling with Israel. I mean, he made a lot of statements. And the thing is, if you're going to kill the guy, you have to kill him before he comes out and is openly against Israel. The moment he's openly against Israel, you actually can't do anything because it looks so bad.
But he'd already been criticizing Israel for a few years. That's not a good argument. Spurging over Charlie Kirk kooky conspiracies is retarded and counterproductive and should not be doing it. Dude,
search Fox in Google and it comes up British just like green.
Yeah, there's probably Gentiles named Fox too. Jews adopted Gentile names.
All you can say is schizo and
you are a Spurg. That's all that needs to be said to you because you're autistic. Like I said, I'm never talking to you. Fuck off. You're retarded.
And he was reportedly days from that.
Yeah, and I find the timing very strange because apparently what I was told is that wasn't a scheduled TPUSA event. That was a last minute thing. Apparently his security detail was all brand new. And I look at Erica Kirk's behavior after this, and the least she could do is honor his wishes, right? Like, she has come out and supported the war of Iran, which is totally against Charlie's beliefs. And
Adam won't talk to me about Adam won't platform me and talk about all of my book sources. He won't talk about my 200 books, so I'm going to call you Jewish. Yeah, if you think that's the way to get me to talk to you, you might be a retard. Retard confirmed.
And then she's talking about hat sales like a week later, jumping up and down, all excited about that. She seems like she can't wait to get on a stage. And it just does not feel.
She's happy about selling hats.
Widow. And so I'm very suspicious.
The widow's proud that so many people are buying hats and supporting them now.
There's something weird going on. And as far as Tyler confessing, that's what I was told too.
Same as my surname. Adam is
Thank you, Dan Law.
Scandinavian Jute Dana stock that migrated to England in 5th century. Dan Law dissident.
Yeah, you look it up. It says English, Irish, Scottish surname. My DNA, what am I? English, Irish, Scottish, German. Come on. Hey, Adam, what if I call you Jewish like all the Christians for the 50 millionth time? Have you thought about that? Dude.
But then
Log off.
later I was told that he did not confess and that he's pleading innocent. So hopefully he's not killed before the trial, because I'm very curious of what his defense
I was about
is
to
gonna
say,
be.
I talked to a reporter off record, another one on record, Elizabeth Lane and one other. They've talked to 7 members of the family, the dad, the mom, the grandpa, all of them. They say none of it's true. It's all lies. He didn't do it. It's a setup. He didn't confess. And part of the tape's been released. Candace got it, but I talked to people involved. They said it's more the family's scared. And so, again, I broke the news. Everybody got mad at me with the Candace thing. They don't have 12 colonels in a base the day before with her planning to kill it. The guy randomly goes in. I think that was planted disinfo on her to discredit the real stuff she was doing. I just got mad about that, said that. Everybody got mad at me saying I was covering up and just saying this isn't how it works. But I was told by folks in the cabinet meeting, and I said, why am I being given this? They said, you're willing to do it. We're scared. They'll know it's us. And so I came out 6 days after. It was like 8 days after. It was 2 days after the meeting. So 8 days after, 6 days after, they have a meeting, and Cash Patel's screaming at the vice president. The president's in there, Susie Wiles, Joe Kent, a whole bunch of them. And they're like, you're not going to investigate, he says to Tulsi Gabbard, foreign involvement. You're going to shut that investigation down, and we're not going to look at the tranny saying he'll be dead. And then 6 months later, it came out what I said was true. Obviously, it was true. So I've never been sitting here, covering up the cover-up. I just wanted to go with what was real. Here's Sammy Yobib, I think you say his name, very popular comic. This is the type of stuff that's mainstream now. So Israel needs to know. Taking me out or Dan Bilzerian or Tucker Carlson, that's not going to work, because the toothpaste is out of the tube, the genie's left the bottle. Here it is.
Iran made a video about Charlie Kirk. I didn't even know that was in their wheelhouse. It was literally a video. You have this Iranian general just sitting in a chair with his face blurred. He's speaking in English, which means it's to me, okay? But he has an Iranian accent. I know it's an Iranian accent because I lived in LA for 10 years. He's like, let me tell you about a Charlie Kirk. I'm like, what do you got for me, General? And he's like, did you know Charlie Kirk was killed by your government? I was like, yes, I did know that. I did actually. He's like, well, while we were hacking cash.
Sent $5 on Rumble. Yeah, lol, CIA operative Erica Kirk is totally not suspicious. You're a fucking dumbass, lol. The bitch is on tape making CIA videos, you low IQ fag.
You sound smart. Oh, she, in the meeting with TPUSA, she was shocked by how much support she was getting with selling hats. Oh, she wore a sparkly outfit. Oh, they had some fire things on the stage at an event. Like, that's the best you got? Where's your proof Erica did anything, you idiot? Show me any real proof of anything. Oh, I'm a body language expert, and like she faked it when she looked mad. Like, that's the best you got?
Patel for fun.
You're a
We got
retard.
into your FBI's mainframe, no big deal. Apparently the password's Valhalla123. And we found documents that revealed that your government plotted the murder of Charlie Kirk, and it didn't go according to plan.
What?
Our government botched an assassination attempt? We would never.
She's so suspicious, dude. Did you see the way her eye looked when she said that? Great one, dude.
He says, well, did you know
She has crazy blue eyes.
he was killed by
Go
an
watch
explosive
Candace
device
Owens
planted
or
into
Stu
his microphone
Peters,
that was clipped to his shirt.
retard.
I know. Mind blown. Better choice of words? Sure. I'm sure a lot of people are asking, what? Who could even plant an explosive device in a small piece of technology and detonate it remotely? Who would do that? But it's a thing, and it is real. 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 And it's Israel. They did it with pagers in Lebanon. By the way, where did we get this? Trevor? Best Buy? What is it? Tel Aviv Tech? Okay. He said the device was supposed to explode downward into Charlie's chest cavity to make it seem like a clean gunshot wound to the chest. So we would all be like, oh my God, he was shot. And they'd thumbs up the fake Tyler on the roof. Be like, good job, buddy. We'll see you in Valhalla. But it didn't go according to plan because the device misfired. Like, where have I heard that before? And a piece of shrapnel shot through Charlie's neck, and it came out to the place that we were supposed to see the bullet going in. Now, this was
Thank you, Anne-Marie. I don't know why the voice isn't.
On
Oh, here it
Rumble.
is.
Pain and suffering toll for you, Adam. You are doing a great job.
Thank you. Yeah, it's a burden dealing with these low IQ goyim, let me tell you.
Luciferians from Helsinki who worship the devil, Devil, the wheel. In Abrahamism, demons come from the water. Vikings, it's entirely based on taking us out. Wish Jays would join us in paganism/nature.
Never thought of that. Luciferian? Aryan? No wonder they hate it so much.
This was the part.
Thank you so much, Anne-Marie. It does ease the pain of dealing with all these schizos and their mental illness. JQ at mainstream. Yeah, dealing with these peasants. The big donut makes it easier.
Because it exploded in all sorts of which ways, a bunch of pieces of shrapnel flew everywhere, and a lot of them went down and lodged themselves deep into the concrete where Charlie Kirk was speaking. And this is why the next day...
Dude, are we... So a comedian is our source for this kooky conspiracy he saw on TikTok? So this guy watched Candace Owens, and now he's some authority? Jones is like, let's cut to this brown comedian nobody's ever heard of, and even he believes the kooky shit he reads on TikTok.
A bunch of people came to repave the entire area. So Charlie Kirk is shot, and the next morning, a bunch of random guys from God knows where in Israel come and start repaving the entire asphalt. Just like you could have chose a better time to do that. This is literally the weirdest, most eerie part of the Charlie Kirk case, aside from Erica. It is the second strangest part about the case. Like if you were watching a...
Yeah, it's not even a joke.
CSI, Orem, and somebody gets shot, and then like moments later, like, oh, nothing to see here. We're to start repaving the whole area. That would be like a 10-part series where they're trying to figure out like who the are these contractors. And so then the Iranian general was like, and this is how you know that it was your government who killed Charlie Kirk. Like and subscribe to my page. Hit the bell. I was like, do you have Lego content? The Iranian intelligence, they understand the American mind because they know that Charlie Kirk is a very sensitive issue in the United States. They understand that even better than I did. Because after Charlie Kirk was shot, I honestly didn't even know that much about him. I was like, oh my God, that's horrible. But I still did a stand-up routine because that's what I do. I would do it to any of you.
Me?
Don't take it personally. I posted it on YouTube, and YouTube took it
That's
down
weird.
instantly. That's never happened to me in the history
Wasn't
of my whole
mine.
career. And you've seen some of the things I talk about. That's how many people flagged it saying, no, they were upset. They were very sensitive about it. I didn't know you can't make jokes the same day.
How long are they going to play this?
That was stuff on my part. I should have at least waited for the cement to dry.
Well, that's Sammy Obeid. In closing, Dan, this is the biggest sensation ever, and Israel just keeps playing the part. And even Netanyahu says, "Yeah, we're losing the propaganda war," so he's just going to spend $760 million propagandizing us, which should be illegal. What should be done about AIPAC, the ADL, the Southern Poverty Law Center? You know, I wrote documents decades ago from our sources that the ADL, Southern Poverty Law Center, run all the major white supremacy.
Yeah, none of that was even slightly funny.
I mean, so what should be done about this?
Well, I mean, that's what we have FARA for, right? Like that's the whole point of registering foreign lobbies and making sure that there's not foreign influence in our government. We've done it for every other country. I just don't understand why we have this exception, for Israel, because Trump has literally admitted to, taking all this money from Miriam Adelson and from Sheldon Adelson coming in his office and literally talking and lobbying on behalf of a foreign country. Like, I just don't know how that's allowed. I certainly know that I'm not allowed to, take a bunch of money from the Middle East or from, some Arab country or whatever to influence my campaign. So I just don't understand why guys like Randy Fine can take a bunch of money from AIPAC. And you look at the guy running against Thomas Massey, one of the last few patriots in office in our country, and they're putting in tens of millions of dollars against him. Trump showed up in his district to campaign against him. I mean, that's a pretty good litmus test when the president of the United States comes to lobby against the one guy pretty much single-handedly responsible for releasing the Epstein files, that has been, really just uncorrupted. I mean, that just kind of tells you the state of affairs that we're in right now. Is, I just don't understand how the president can justify, flying in to, lobby for some candidate that he is.
John, what up, dude?
Great Gorshiak. Love the grilling you did last night in that space.
I mogged the space hard.
It's like they were subtly agreeing with you. Also, Goyim, don't be Jewish and support the best show ever.
Thank you so much, John, dude. You're so epic.
Yes! That's awesome! Thanks, man.
John, not only with the financial support, but just the being super based and a good friend and the edits, the fire edits. Rastafarian Groper.
Feet to the fire on the Epstein files. I mean, that's
and for those
crazy.
that don't know, Massey showed all the documents I was aware of. I knew it was true, but when he said it, I don't just believe him. But they'd have a bill with all this horrible stuff in it. It would be banning transgenders, but he knew they would just take it back out in the House. So then when the bill came back, he put the provision in to ban the transgender stuff in schools, and the Republicans kept it in and passed it. Then they run ads saying he supports transgenders in schools. It's all lies. and tens of millions of dollars by the Israel lobby bragging to stop him, all because he did the right thing. We need to rally behind people like Congressman Massey. So I'm glad you clarified from the clip I saw that you're not saying exterminate everybody in Israel. You mean you want to get rid of the state of Israel, but again, they have nuclear weapons. How would that happen? And are you serious? Because, you know, if you want to join the military, I have a sneaking suspicion Iran would let you go over there and join their military. I mean, you're not serious about that, are you?
Well, what I was saying is that Israel is the only country that
That would be a real smart move. Go join the IRGC. Go join the Iranian military. That's great idea, Jones.
Ever seen that I legitimately think that we should be at war with. You know, look back at the last 100 years of all the wars that we fought, and I don't think there is a war that I would be more excited about fighting in than against Israel. In fact, it's the only one.
That was funny, dude. A brown comedian rolling on the floor laughing emoji. Bro,
I just say brown and you think it's hilarious.
Security in Arizona. Adam, you shouldn't hate on Christ cucks. They have spiritual Down syndrome anyways. Read the book after losing it. Good read.
Thank you. Yeah, I know. I should be a little nicer on the Christians sometime. They do suffer from Christ brain. They are infected with Christ brain. Frontal lobe.
That I can think of that I would
frontal lobe damage,
because they are attacking everybody around them. They're stealing land. They're breaking UN resolutions. They've illegally acquired nuclear weapons. They're terrorizing people. They're a ethnocentric apartheid state. Like, I just can't imagine a better place to go to war with. I mean, I would actually feel good about that. I wouldn't have felt good about Iraq. I wouldn't have felt good about, Vietnam.
No more Jewish supremacy. Take America back.
Places, but I would feel really good about going to war with Israel. And
get a personal call from Dan Bilzerian.
Of all the places that we somehow find ourselves in war, that would be the one that would be justified. The
good news is every former intelligence chief in Israel has come out against Netanyahu and said, stop this. The IDF said the Mossad Netanyahu lied about Iran will fall in 4 days. Even the IDF said Trump don't do it. So I'm not trying to lionize Israel, but I don't think it's one totally.
Hold on. Check out Jack Stone's edit of Brother Nathaniel. Judaism light. Get your Judaism light today.
Want to worship the Jewish God but keep your foreskin? Try Judaism light today, goy.
It's grafting time. Side effects may include becoming spiritually Jewish, constant coping and kvetching about Rabbi Jesus being Jewish, denying reality leading to delusional beliefs like flat earth and thinking you're actually the real Jews and shit, developing Christ brain, which shrinks your prefrontal cortex because the Jewish fairy tales of the Bible literally make you fucking retarded.
Please drink responsibly.
Judaism light.
The Jewish God,
Spirit.
Foreskin?
Circumcise your brain, dude. I'm going to DM that to Brother Nathaniel right now.
Situation. I think Netanyahu over 25 years has gotten full control, and I think really just level-headedly talking about these issues, and Trump wants to pardon Netanyahu. He's pressuring the government over there. I think you're right. I mean, clearly they've got Epstein stuff on him or his associates, and that's why this is happening. But I got to tell you, I know you're a smart guy. I guess the clips I'll see. I mean, I've known you.
Thank you, Revolver.
Revolver 357N2 sent $5 on Rumble. That peasant Christ brain guy in the space was crazy. Why do people like him even bother with politics with that mindset? They're just in the way first.
I know. Yeah. Hosting the spaces.
I'll follow you.
Thousands of people listening to that peasant.
I've been following you for years.
Sad.
Some clips seem really smart. Some seem dumb. I know sometimes you're joking around. But you're a smart guy. Talking to you here for the last hour and a half. I know Fine is scared to debate you. But if you find out where he's having town halls or where he's...
Biker says, AG, why not tell story how you backed up Lucas Gage Fed Fuentes story? You mean when I told the truth that Lucas told me that when he went and visited Dan that he took his phone and started saying violent things? Because that's a fact. That's true. I told the truth. And why should I not? You need any other explanation besides that? Hey, how come you told the truth about something happened that really happened? Huh? You're bad because of that? Sorry. You think I'm going to know that truth and then not say it when all the people on all the people on both sides really have attacked me and lied about it? Sorry, just tell the truth as usual.
at a public event, man, it's going to be pay-per-view. You've got to go to these events because that is going to be just spectacularly viral.
That's not a bad idea, actually,
Sober
ambushing him. I hadn't thought of that.
Rumble. I loved how Lenarda played dumb when you called her out about cucking to Rabbi Roseanne. What a sad Goa grifter.
Yeah, I feel like that one hurt. I don't want to be mean to her either. She's just done me dirty all along. Talk shit, won't have a conversation, runs her mouth, calls me names. I respond, and then she cries like a victim. It did not work out well for her.
That, but it's a good idea. And to touch on one last thing, I think that Netanyahu gets scapegoated a lot, but you look at guys in his cabinet like Ben-Gvir is actually way more radical than Netanyahu is. And you look at the previous prime ministers like Ariel Sharon, Ben-Gurion. I mean, there's like so many of these people that are like literal terrorists that, people just forget how long that country has been committing terrorist acts because everything is so focused on what's going on today. But I think it's a sick society. I'm not saying every person in Israel is bad.
Well, what happens is Yitzhak Rabin tried to have peace and they killed him. That's the reason it's sick.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Ariel Sharon and Netanyahu killed Yitzhak Rabin. Anybody that tries to get peace, they kill.
Yep. Correct. Yeah,
Well,
so and I think that a lot of the society supports it. So it's just like I said, to me, it's not every person there, but their government is bad, their policies are bad, their supremacist mindset is bad, apartheid is bad, terrorist acts are bad, attacking the neighbors, sabotaging our peace talks, sabotaging our treaties, and forcing us into wars is just to me inexcusable.
Yeah, manipulating all the Christ brains in America.
Even for the pro-Israel crowd out there. And I don't want to destroy Israel. I want to fix this because they'll destroy us if we try that. Or they'll take us down with them, the Samson option. But even if I could hit a button and send them all to Mars, I wouldn't do it. I want to reform this. You have to understand that at the end of the day, this is only getting worse for Israel. And it doesn't matter. You can see this is impossible. Where this is going, the more Israel doubles down, the worse it gets. And so somehow Israel's got to get its act together and stop this.
Couldn't agree more. Couldn't agree more.
All right, so you're back on the campaign trail today in Florida.
Yep.
Hey, Jones, I remember you donated to Laura Loomer's campaign in Florida. Are you going to donate to Dan's too, Jones?
Yep, I stopped it to come in and have a chat with you.
What are the numbers showing?
We haven't gotten official polling numbers yet. I mean, I've looked at some of the different betting sites, and it's been from the mid 30s to 20% versus Randy. He's obviously the incumbent, so he's going to be a favorite. But we haven't really got the boots on the ground yet. This is the first time that we've really kind of started the campaign. Like I said, I started this last minute. It was one of those things that I just really didn't want to do, but I felt like somebody needed to do it. And most of the people in government are focused on what's best for themselves. We need people in government that's going to do what's best for the country.
Well, if you want to get issues out there, you're definitely winning that way. When's the primary?
It is August 16th.
Well, that's a long time. So
yeah, we got some runway.
Well, I would advise you to have plenty of security and cameras, but follow Randy Fine around and make like a live stream documentary out of it. And
Johansen, $5, Adam, do you ever feel sorry for people that are otherwise smart in their work jobs but and you find out that they're a Bible thumper? It would be problematic for most Christians if they knew the historicity and chronology of the Bible.
Yeah, I do. Anybody that believes that, I feel sorry. I sympathize that they've been duped and they've been infected with Christ brain. Or any Bible brain, or any brainwashing.
Framing from Jones, we just shouldn't confront Israel because they have stolen nukes. We should just allow a rogue state to hold the rest of the world hostage as we just sit and pray.
Yeah, screw that. We should go send in inspectors and take their illegal nuclear program, their rogue nuclear weapons. Yeah, don't just be like, oh, we can't do anything. They got nukes. No, that's stupid.
And that's how you literally will sap all of his attempts because he's scared. So
I'm gonna send you a video when I find him.
Well, I would be nice to him too. But I'm saying, just bring up the topics, bring up his quotes to him. But I'm telling you, if you start shadowing him to quote, ask him questions, he's going to disintegrate. He's absolutely disintegrate.
Yeah, I think that's probably the best way to force the debate.
And I've seen him walk. I'm not being mean. He weighs probably 500 pounds. So if you get him in a parking lot or something, he's going to literally not be able to, he'll, God forbid he has a heart attack. So we don't want that. But the point is, you just trust me. All right, Dan, Bilzerian, I keep saying Brazilian. It's not a Brazilian wax jobber. Bilzerian, forcongress.com.
All right. Gosh, that was long. What else can we see in this article? This Ukrainian rabbi is all up in Trump's business. Trump wrote on True Social that it was put there by great American patriots. Many on social media mocked the giant gold monument for resembling the golden calf from the biblical book of Exodus. This is what idol worship looks like, one reverend wrote. The kind of thing he used to make fun of when reporting in North Korea. Pastor Burns sought to dismiss the criticism, writing on social media, "Let me say this plainly. This is not a golden calf. We worship the Lord Jesus Christ and him alone," he added. That statue, it's not about worship. It's about honor. I mean, making statues of leaders has always been the norm. It's just, I guess, making it gold, but everything is gold with Trump. No gold statues allowed, Goy. That's satanic. This is the one I want to watch. And it doesn't play because we're on archive.org and I can't. Oh, hold on. Maybe I can look that up. At Kanya_Hora. Did I get that right? YNA. Tyler Oliveira tried to go to Israel, and apparently they didn't let him in. Here it is.
Hi, Mr. President.
Hi, how are you? I want to thank you very much. I heard that name. I love that name, actually. But I heard your name. And, it's turned out to be it's a beautiful piece of art. It's beautiful. I hope you're happy. Are you happy with it?
Sure. I couldn't believe it was stuck so many months. I said, what? He passed it, told me the story. I said, I mean, we love the president. You just tell anyone in the street that can do it, they will do it.
It's an honor to be here. I'm good. How are you, Mr. President?
The real honor. Okay. Come up and see me at the Oval, okay?
I will, and I want to thank you.
No, it's in Miami.
Hi, Mr. President.
Okay, it's not in Ukraine. I didn't think it was in Ukraine. Flinchin, the executive director of the Alliance for Global Cooperation, an organization that says it promotes international peace and security. He listed as an angel investor in a group called Bilateral Navigator, where he is described as a prominent philanthropist, aren't they always, who is active at the UN in interfaith and intercultural dialogue. Oh, look, there he is. Oh, this one loads. Conor McGregor. Oh, look, he's got a little mini version of the statue. Uh-oh. Russian Orthodox Church down bad. Are they holding hands? Gay! We need the what's his name? Black guy. Can't talk. Jesse Lee Peterson. Gay! Sound effect? Okay, I'm over this story. Alex asks, is Bilzerian on Netanyahu's payroll? So that was the attitude yesterday. Then he brings him on and didn't bring any of that smoke.
I mean, honestly, the only...
I can't handle this anymore. We're done with this story. We're done. Let's do this. Shane Gillis at the roast of Kevin Hart.
Speaking of tossing, Chelsea is a Zionist.
Named.
I'm not saying that's good or bad. Speaking of dead kids, she's a big fan of abortions. Chelsea's been scraped more times than the grill at Benihana.
Ooh.
Speaking of tossing tiny shrimp into a child's mouth, Chelsea Handler went to dinner at Jeffrey Epstein's house in 2010. It's just a fun one. You can look it up. There's articles. It wasn't like a big party. There was like 7 people there. And it was like Prince Andrew and Woody Allen were there. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, Chelsea Handler.
And Shane, just so you know, Judaism and Zionism are 2 different things.
Oh, really?
How Chinatown and Koreatown are 2 different things, but your favorite slur works in both places. Shane has been accused of being anti-Asian, which is ironic considering he has the complexion and physique of a steamed dumpling.
Is Chud the Builder in a fairy costume? And a trans content creator claims she had a relationship with him in 2015. Is this for real?
Chud the Builder's cameraman put our conversation on Broadway on YouTube. Now millions of people know what I look like fresh off work. Fucking great. But in the caption it said that black woman who used to smoke mid and get raw dogged by Chud the Builder. Well, he's not lying. I already told y'all we used to smoke. He used to sell me weed. And we did raw dog. A lot. Me, him, and my ex-wife. I am a professional pegger. It is no secret that I perform prostate massages, if you will, for men. I've been doing it for a very long time now. Most of my clientele is white men. We sign NDA agreements. I talk about
this seems a little fake. Is this a true story or is she just bullshitting?
pegging all the time, but I never tell you names.
This is really him though. Is this for real, guys? I just saw this.
Because discretion is key, confidentiality is why my...
Most of you guys probably don't even know who this guy is. He's some new big influencer. He goes around live streaming, provoking blacks and then threatening to shoot them when they get mad, basically.
Client list is so long.
He's gonna
but Chud mentioned it first. I think that...
Is this fake? Yeah, she seems like she's acting to me. It seems like a little bit of a bit. But this is real. The photo's real, right? It doesn't sound like a real story to me. In honesty, I'm not a fan of the dude, but that doesn't sound like a real story. Sorry, not buying that. Unconfirmed rumors. Okay, what else do we got? Oh, here we go. There's another one. Pete Davidson made a joke about Charlie Kirk. Let's see this.
Looking like both Tony Hinchcliffe is here. Looking like both a child molester and the doll they give the child to show where he touched them. Tony reminds me of Charlie Kirk in that he's definitely been on camera letting a guy unload in his throat.
Oh. At first I thought he was saying he was gay, but he meant the shooting.
Guy unload in his throat.
That's...
Oh, you don't know me?
Oh, you don't know me?
Yeah. Kill Tony. Please, someone fucking kill Tony. Tony, nothing you say tonight will hurt my feelings. I was in a beef with Kanye, so I've taken shots from better gay Nazis.
That's funny.
Thank you. Yeah. What's left of Lizzo is here. Either that or Eddie Murphy just premiered the newest clump. Tony Hinchcliffe is here.
I knew it was a joke, Mikas. I just didn't get it right away.
What do you guys have to say? Oh, the quartering deletes his Twitter account. That's been kind of funny. I was watching a little bit of a documentary about quartering. Oh, dude, it's over for Lucas Gage, Stu's smartest, greatest soldier, Stu of the Stu Crew. The president of the Stu Crew fan club, Sarah, has ended Lucas Gage's internet career. Let's see her.
This is a message to Lucas Gage and Nick Fuentes.
Uh-oh.
You're both faggots. You're both clout-chasing faggots.
Anything else?
Lucas. I don't know who's the bigger faggot.
Okay,
Lucas
you said that?
Gage or Nick Fuentes.
Dude,
Nick?
I imagine the people hiding behind screen names, like spurging about me and making up stuff and saying rude stuff to me all day. I imagine it's like people on this level of the intellectual spectrum. This is how I envision all of the trolls out there.
You're a slimy fed. Nick, you're a slimy fed. Lucas, you're a snaky asshole. You're a snaky asshole who attacks everyone. And a sociopathic loser. We all knew, Lucas, we all knew you were a sociopathic loser when you visited Stu Peters' house and started attacking him, starting with J-Proof, when you were stupidly...
How's your J-Proof investment going, ma'am? Oh, you mean Stu, or you mean Lucas realized they're all a bunch of idiots that get everything wrong and are scamming their audience on meme coin crypto scams? How dare he?
You stupidly invested $9,000 and you didn't know how to do it right.
Hey, you stupidly invested in his scam, his meme coin that was going to bring down the Federal Reserve, but you're a bad person for exposing this obviously bad investment.
You started at
The MMA, Jake Shields going after me? Yeah. CTE Shields.
Stu. Left and fucking right.
Dude, Stu's enforcer is
You started attacking Stu.
on the job.
You've attacked him. You attacked him. You attacked him all throughout summer of 2025.
$5 on Rumble. Defuk legit feel bad for this lady Lamau.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
You made a song about him, lining him, calling for his death. You've attacked Leonardo Joni.
Dude, they've all, since Lucas Gage realized he spurged out too hard, he went crazy, he started doing counterproductive things, he walked it back, he called out the meme coin scammers, he called out all these kooks that promote all these kosher conspiratard nonsense. And then they all called him a fed and you know, attacked him nonstop. He responds, and it's, you're being mean, you're so bad.
You've attacked Jake Shields. You've attacked Morgan Ariel.
They all also attacked him. Oh my God, look at those nails.
You cut.
Bruh. Ugh. Ugh.
You attacked Dan Bilzerian. You tried to poison all of them and
Gallo Dance sent $5. This is your brain on Jesus juice.
Yeah.
Them to cut ties with Stu.
Yeah, obviously we know Lucas also promoted this the crypto coin. We know. And we were making fun of him the whole time, knowing he was gonna get scammed.
For your own delusions of grandeur. Nick, you're not any better. You and your little army of riper idiots.
She's helping,
are not
guys.
Any better. You just, cause you're the most. Nick, Nick, you and your little riper.
If one of my viewers made a video like this, like defending me and calling out all of my haters, I would like want to kill myself. Not suicidal, but I would be depressed.
The worst bunches of freaks on the whole goddamn planet. I'm laying this shit out on the table.
Oh.
Fuck you, Lucas Gage. Fuck you, Nick Fuentes. Both of you can eat a dick. Kiss my ass.
Okay. I'd rather not. How about forget about it?
Forget about it.
Shit, dude. What is... There we go. Let's see this one.
For the state of Israel. Do you believe it's time for the state of Israel to re-examine and possibly reset its financial relationship to the United States, meaning what the United States provides to Israel on an annual basis?
Absolutely. And I've said this to President Trump. I've said it to our own people. Their jaws dropped. But I said, look.
Well, what do you mean? What are you saying?
I want to draw down to zero the American...
Concerning replacing the Jews, there was a discussion.
Somebody just shared this with me. Look.
In Europe in this time.
Christ is a Jewish conspiracy. Is this a Jewish account?
A solution of keeping the Jews around, not killing and not annihilating all of the Jews in Europe, in order to show the rest of the world.
I'll just bookmark. I'll maybe listen later.
I want to draw down to zero the American financial support, the financial component of the military cooperation that we have, because we receive $3.8 billion a year, and I think that it's time that we weaned ourselves from the remaining military support.
Can you give me a timetable?
I said, let's start now and do it over the next decade, over the next 10 years, but I want to start now. I don't want to wait for the next Congress. I want to start now. It could go down very fast.
Could go down. They're gonna cut off, and then the betrayal is gonna happen, and then the turn's gonna happen. Okay, I think I have a few more. Didn't know. Do we want to see? Hold on, let's just timeline cleanse with a little Varg on Christianity. Why not?
Was burned down. So the symbol of Christendom in Europe was burned down yesterday. What does it mean to Europe? Let's find out. Christianity, a Jewish imperialistic cult, spreading like plague in Europe, in the Americas, and elsewhere too. Wherever it comes, it destroys culture. Wherever it comes, it genocides the peoples it comes across.
This is your post-Nordic Aryan?
Today, to the Nepalese.
It sure is.
It's been doing it for ages in Africa.
Small world.
Wiped out the Native Americans. But the first victim was Europe.
Christians enslaving pagans, Europeans, and cutting down a sacred oak. Hallelujah. Christians vandalize all pagan art they came across. Like anti-white Antifa. Christians burned thousands of libraries in Europe. The greatest destruction of art and knowledge and culture ever. Sent Europe back thousands of years to an ignorant and domesticated cesspool. Didn't come out of it until the Renaissance pagan ideal.
So this psychopathic, genocidal cult of lunacy from Judea, Christianity, they did just what happened yesterday to our sacred sites. They cut down our trees, they burned our temples, they smashed our idols. Guess you could call it bad karma when they experienced the same.
Christianity is just like Islam, an immigrant religion from the Middle East. Early Christian Jews in Judea, where Christianity came from, Christianity is another version of Judaism. Early Christians with the yarmulkes. The Gauls, on the other hand, were native European pagans. Just like all other pagan peoples, the Gauls had ancestral worship.
As a native European, I would suggest that the Gauls, whom we for some weird reason call French today, they tear down what is left of that symbol of genocide on the Gauls, on all of Europe, on Africa, on America, today on the Nepalese. Pretty much everybody have been exposed to their genocidal lunacy. I suggest that you restore this site as a Gallic sacred site, as it used to be.
He thinks Notre Dame getting burnt down was a false flag to get Muslims and Christians to fight. Okay, interesting. Let's see. What else do we have here? Might as well watch this one. Haven't seen it yet. Why Nick Fuentes and America First needs a new leader. Oh, it's just an image. I thought it was a video. All right, we're at 2 hours. I need to go get something to eat and watch the kids. We'll do another stream tomorrow. Same time. Get into some real stuff. Today's show kind of got messed up because of the Dan and Alex Jones thing. Had to watch that. Might as well watch it live. So appreciate you guys all for the support. Love you all. Like, share, subscribe. Leave a comment below. Substack. We didn't do the Substack call last night because of Mother's Day. But we will do one this Sunday. Okay. Go to the gym. Down with Yahweh. Hail Odin. And I will see you guys tomorrow.